Hello, hi everyone. It's Sage or Thought here once again for the third installment of my clan generator challenge. Sorry that this has taken a long time to get this part out. I've been putting a lot more work into brainstorming ideas for not only the clans and the cats that I create in them, but also for the world in general that I've been trying to build. I have plans for a future video following the fourth and final actual clan generator challenge to talk a little bit more about the clan's territories, the map, but also the history and how they came to be in this little world that I've created. But going back to today's video, we are going to be talking about IrisClan. So the clan generator gave me the two traits, the sure and the old-fashioned, and the inspiration behind IrisClan is they are the marsh-dwelling cats of my territories. They live in fairly watery territory, and their territory is prone to flooding quite often, which they are aware of and they've learned to tackle over the years. So we're gonna go straight into talking a little bit more about the actual generator part of the challenge and what it was giving me, the edits that I made, and then we're gonna start talking about the cats. So let's go. Okay, so this was the kind of descriptor that the clan generator gave to me, which like always will be linked below for anybody else who wants to participate in this challenge. I will also be linking the cool cat creator that I used in my second video as well. It's a pick crew. All rights totally belong to the creator of it, and I just sometimes use it, and my friends use it to design cats for based on the descriptions given. So that'll be linked down in the description below, along with a bunch of other stuff, which I will allude more to towards the end of the video. But yes, IrisClan. It is the west located territory of my clans. I have so we've covered Oleander, who was the southern clan, Carnation, who was northern, Iris, who is the western, and then in the fourth video we'll be covering the eastern clan. So their main prey consists of fish, frogs, water voles, anything that lives in the water and or around the water. And thing to note for IrisClan is a lot of the cats within it are named after water dwelling creatures, quite a few duck and bird inspired names as well. And so yeah, it's, as you can see, there wasn't too many changes that I made. There's a few little markings on here that are more for me to note for when I go, talking more into the characters and whatnot. But just a few changes that I made was I changed one of the apprentices' names because there is a Cormorant in Carnation, Oleander clan who's very prominent. He's the deputy. And so I wanted to kind of change that name out as to not add much confusion. I also I picked the name Mallard because there are quite a few other duck bird names, as I said before, and it fit in. I changed SpiderStride to SpiderStride because there is a SpiderStride in another clan. And some other minor changes like changing eye colors and stuff like that just to match who I have the cats kind of related to and whatnot. So again, not super many changes, not as many as my my last clan, but still a few. And yeah, we're gonna go straight into talking about our leader, Star, and work our way down. So let's go. Okay, starting us off, we are going to talk about Star. So Star is described as a caramel and apricot mackerel tortoiseshell tabby she cat with long fur and amber eyes. Star is the eldest of all the current alive leaders in my 4 clans. She currently only has 1 life left, which her deputy and medicine cat are aware of. But she's still strong and is determined to lead her clan to the end and as well as she can. She actually originally came over on a 2-leg boat as a kid, but it worked very hard to make her own in IrisClan and is now very well respected by not only her own clanmates, but cats from other clans as well. She is known to be stern, often confrontational, bullheaded, and protective of her clanmates. She never took an interest in having a mate or kits, but she did have a very close relationship with another she-cat named Robin Feather, who has since passed away. She does not like to talk about Robin Feather's passing, nor give any official title to what the relationship was, but that is for other cats to speculate about. Okay, now second off, we are going to talk about Portrait's deputy. She is named Swanstripe, and she's described as a white she-cat with long fur and amber eyes. She is the 4th deputy that Portraitstar has named throughout her leadership. The deputy that was named before her was her mother. Her mother's name was Snowdrift, and Portrait's closest friend and deputy next to Robin Feather. And Portraitstar took her passing hard and named Swan her successor out of grief. Swan has worked very hard to show that she deserves the position and the clan she loves. She brings a newfound youth to the clan that IrisClan was fairly lacking before she received the position. And she is kind of taken to Portraitstar like a grandmother. She's known to be friendly, approachable, but hardworking, and will not let others walk over her. She is a good counterpart to Portraitstar. She is also the current mentor to Kopa Paw. Now we are going to be moving on to talking about IrisClan's medicine cat. So IrisClan's current medicine cat is named Frost Whisker. She is described as a white she-cat with short fur and blue eyes. She is an elderly she-cat who was a kit when Portraitstar was a newly named warrior. She's been thinking about retirement but doesn't have an apprentice since Kopa Paw swapped to being a warrior apprentice, and she hopes that the newly born blue kit may show an interest. She injured her front leg when she was an apprentice, and that has since guided her training towards becoming a medicine cat. She has to wear a brace all times on her front leg because the bone never healed correctly. She walks a little bit with a limp, but that is no way something that holds her back. She is known to be approachable, friendly, and a little slow at times, especially with her increasing age. She has also taught the other clans how to make braces for warriors and cats to wear long-term, but also short-term, things that are more permanent but also more secure so that other cats don't end up with permanent limps like she did. She's also hardworking. She's often tired and has quite a motherly personality as well. Starting off our warriors, we are going to talk a little bit about Mistletoe Tale. Mistletoe Tale is described as a white tom with long fur and amber eyes. He is a senior warrior and brother to Frost Whisker, and refuses to retire until his grandkids are born. He wants the opportunity to potentially mentor them. He is the adoptive father and uncle to Swanstripe. Snowdrift was his sister. He absolutely doted on Swan when she was an apprentice, but seemed to pay less attention to her when he became mates with Sagefoot and the stepfather to Sage's own daughters. He is known to be jolly, easily distracted, a prankster at heart, but a little unreliable. The next warrior on our list is the previously mentioned Sagefoot. Sagefoot is described as a long-haired blue tom with gold eyes. He is another senior warrior within IrisClan. He is by far the clan's best swimmer, and his paws are webbed like all ancient blooded IrisClan cats. He is one of the few who remain with them. He was formerly mates with a she-cat named Shellsong, who was also an ancient blood cat. She passed away shortly after their first and only litter was born. Sage seems sad, but not entirely. Only a moon after, him and Mistletoe became mates, which led to rumors that he and Shellsong were only mates to continue their bloodline and keep quote-unquote ancient blooded cats within the clan. He absolutely and is full-heartedly in love with Mistletoe Tale, as well as their daughters that Mistletoe has helped him raise. He is polite to Swanstripe, but doesn't view the deputy in the same light as he views his own blooded kids. He was thought to have a crush on Mistletoe since they were an apprentice, and there was a very big shift in his personality when him and Mistletoe actually officially became mates. He's known to be confident, self-assured, a rule follower, and extremely focused and goal-oriented. Next in our line of warriors is Gingerberry. Gingerberry is described as a red-spotted pseudo-tabby tom with short fur and yellow eyes. He is a handsome tomcat with a nice personality. He's always been confident in his skills and talents. He often attracted the eyes of other cats for his dashing looks, but also his thoughtfulness. He fell in love with SmokeClaw as apprentices, and has pined after her since. Even when she brushed him off, he continued to be her friend, and eventually the feelings between them became mutual. Their first litter is on the way, and Ginger is incredibly excited. He often frets over Smoke's well-being and has worked out that he'll spend majority of the time in the nursery with the kits so that Smoke can continue with her warrior duties like she prefers. He is known to be a passionate cat who is protective, determined, loving, and thoughtful. Everyone in the clan knows that he will make an excellent father, and many cats refer to SmokeClaw as a very lucky she-cat, though if you ask Gingerberry himself, he would say that he is in fact the lucky one. Continuing with our warriors, we are going to talk next about Linit Blaze. Linit Blaze is described as a chocolate, classic tabby she-cat with short fur and gold eyes. She was named after the similar pelt markings that she possesses to the bird. She is sweet, hardworking, and a cheerful warrior. She really enjoys being a mentor, and is currently a mentor to the young and energetic Egret Paw. She's taking on a very mother-like role to the young tomcat, as neither of them have any family within the clan, and have found very much comfort within one another. She is described as being a cat who is friendly, patient, observant, and thoughtful. She hopes that with time, she'll be able to make more of a home within the clan, and that is something that she is slowly working on building. She hopes for the opportunity to mentor more cats in the future, and since she is still young, that is most likely something that is definitely along her path to continue. The next warrior on our list is Shadowcloud. Shadowcloud is described as a black mackerel tabby she-cat with short fur and amber eyes. She is a relatively soft-spoken and gentle personality she-cat. She was born within Ice Clan and is extremely loyal to it, and she tries her best to stay out of any drama within or outside of the clan. She does not like the drama that her brother Raven Blaze has brought both within to their clan as well as Carnation Clan, which we will discuss later. She is currently mentoring Slug Paw and is trying hard to work on building the she-cat's confidence. She is known to keep to herself, be observant, easygoing, and trustworthy. Moving on to our next cat, we are going to talk a little bit about Ravenblaze. So Ravenblaze is actually a character who I teased a little bit in the Carnation Clan video, and we're going to go a bit more into why. He is smaller than the average warrior, he's skinny, and his weight is made up majority of his extremely thick and dense fur. He is the sibling to Shadowcloud, as mentioned before. Ravenblaze fell in love with a she-cat named Cootfeather from Carnation Clan. Coot was the litter mate to the Carnation Clan's leader Sootstar, as well as their medicine cat, who was her brother. Originally, when he was told that Coot was expecting kits, Raven told his mate at the time that he wanted nothing to do with the kits, and thus ended his relationship with her and essentially gave up all parental rights to the kids in that moment. He was worried about the repercussions and what his rule-following sister would have to say about his fathering of cats from another clan. Eventually, though, word got out and Star was extremely mad. She was also upset that despite the kits being 50% IrisClan, they were all currently residing within the mountains of Carnation Clan's camp. Up to this point, and currently speaking, IrisClan has had some problems with litters and cats being born into their clan. The litters that they have had currently have been small, or kittens have passed away fairly young into their life. They aren't exactly sure why, so when word sparked up that Ravenblaze had fathered cats to another clan and had not taken any to live within his own clan, Star was extremely angry because of IrisClan currently being one of the smaller clans. She is extremely worried about other cats taking advantage of that and potentially marching on their territory, which is still relatively small, especially when flooding seasons occur and they lose quite a bit of their land. Eventually, Star led a patrol into Carnation Clan's camp where they demanded the custody of one out of the 3 kits. Worried about starting a war so early into her leadership, Sootstar agreed, and Ravenblaze had his pick of the litter. He decided to take the only Tom from the litter and changed his name from Husky Kit to Wolf Kit. Wyonface is now currently raising the Tom Kit, while Ravenblaze still avoids him daily. He is known to be cowardly, skittish, unreliable, and flighty. The final warrior that we are going to discuss is a Tom called Crowheart. He is simply described as a black Tom with short fur and hazel eyes. He is the youngest warrior in IrisClan, and because of that, he is extremely eager to prove himself to every cat from every clan. He recently received his first apprentice in Mallard Paw. He is also the brother to Ravenblaze and Shadowcloud, but he was actually born from a younger litter shortly after them when they were apprenticed. So he is their brother, full sibling, just not from the same litter as the other 2. Him and Mallard Paw get along quite well, and their training is going excellently, and Star is very happy to see the progress that the 2 are making. He is known to be smug, confident, loud, and boisterous, and this often has led him into a few situations on occurrences more than once that he's kind of got himself in a bit of a sticky situation, but him and Mallard are quickly becoming very good sidekicks to one another and constantly are getting each other out of different situations. Alrighty, moving on to the apprentices, we are first going to talk about Egret Paw. So, Egret Paw is described as a white Tom with short fur and gold eyes. So he is the apprentice to Linit Blaze. He was also born outside of clan territory and came to IrisClan on a ship. He reminded Star quite a bit of herself and was welcomed with open paws, and since Star has been keeping quite a close eye on him, his training, and has been offering quite a bit of help to Linnet Blaze as she progresses working alongside him. He is known to be easily excitable, bouncy, eager, hardworking, and extremely loyal to IrisClan and the cats that have welcomed him and made him family as well. The next apprentice that we are going to talk about is Kopa. So Kopa herself is described as a chocolate and red mackerel tortoiseshell tabby she cat with short fur and yellow eyes. The deputy swan stripe is her mentor. She, though, did train as a medicine cat for quite a few moons underneath Frost Whisker before deciding that she would rather be a warrior. There was a lot of pressure that was put on Kopa when she was a young apprentice to train as a medicine cat with Frost's declining health and increasing age, but it ultimately just came down to that she knew it wasn't the path for her and that her heart lay elsewhere. She is known to be a genuine and happy cat who is extremely helpful, but often second guesses herself due to a lot of the criticism that she faced when she switched life paths. That is something that Swanstripe is working on with her as much as she can. She wants to see the she-cat's confidence grow, and she knows that she'll eventually become an incredible asset to IrisClan over time. Mallard Paw is the third apprentice on our list, and he is described as a long-haired black tom with amber eyes. He is the apprentice to Cowart. When Mallard Paw was born, Mallard Paw was born as a she-cat, but into their very, very early apprenticeship, they came out as a tom and have since been using he/him pronouns. He is quite a big tomcat, bigger than his den mates, including Egret Paw and Kopa, who are farther into their training than he is. He takes after Cowart quite a bit, and because of this has already gotten himself into quite a bit of trouble. He is known to be a jokester, confident, talkative, and extremely friendly, a very easily approachable cat for all other members of his clan, but also the surrounding clan territories. The final apprentice that we are going to talk about today is Slug Paw. So Slug Paw is Mallard Paw's sister, and she's described as a black she-cat with short fur and amber eyes. She is currently the apprentice to Gingerberry, but that will be changing soon, and the clan guesses that it'll probably be Shadow that will take over her training. She and Gingerberry got along quite well early into her training, but because of her rather quiet and observant and shy personality, when she was paired up with the tom, Star believed that, his confidence would help bring that out in her. But once SmokeClaw was, who is Gingerberry's mate, was expecting kits, a lot of Gingerberry's focus kind of shifted towards her and their expectant litter. Slugpaw's training kind of fell to the wayside And because of that, it has only increased her lack of self-confidence. Due to the fact that Gingerberry hasn't been spending as much time with her. She's fallen a little bit behind on her training. Crowheart does take her out with him and Mallard Paw when he can, but he is himself is still a young warrior, and trying to train two apprentices has been quite difficult. Swanstripe has noticed this, which is why she is trying to bring it up with Portrait Star, but I think Portrait Star truly does believe in her choice in Gingerberry and wants to hold out keeping them paired up as mentor and apprentice until the kits are born, and then Gingerberry will spend most of his time in the nursery with the kits. Moving on to our queens, the first queen we are going to talk about is Wyonface, along with her kit, Blue Kit. So Wyonface is described as a curly-haired, blue and cream, spotted tortoiseshell she-cat with gold eyes. Wyonface was the kit of Sagefoot, along with his previous mate, Shellsong. Widgeon's mate herself was a Tom called Bluefeather, who passed away shortly after the two of them found out that she was expecting kits due to flooding in their territory, and unfortunately he drowned. She has since received quite a bit of support from her sister, but also her father's. She doesn't know a lot about her mother, Shellsong, but she also, despite being compared to her mother quite a bit, she lacks more interest, unlike her sister, in learning about her mother. She is known to be gentle, sweet, and helpful, and would like to stay in the nursery after Blue Kit is apprenticed. Our second queen that we're going to talk about is SmokeClaw. SmokeClaw is described as a blue mackerel tabby she-cat with short fur and hazel eyes. She is the sister to Wyonface and the other daughter to Sagefoot and his mate Shellsong, and now Mistletoe Tale. She is mates with Gingerberry, and she is definitely the more talkative and cold one of the two sisters. She does have an extreme soft spot for her mate, though, which wasn't immediate. She actually quite found Gingerberry to be annoying when they first were apprentices, but he has since grown on her. She wishes that she knew more about her mother, and does have a little bit of a grudge against Sagefoot for withholding information about the cream she-cat from her. It also doesn't entirely sit right with her that Widgeon is constantly compared to her mother, but she's not. She's constantly compared to Sagefoot. She hates being in the nursery. She finds it too stuffy, but she does like that she does have Wyonface there with her. The sisters do get along quite well. She is known to be outspoken, headstrong, and cold, and she hopes that once her kits are born, she can name one of them after her mother. Okay, and we have made it to our elders. So to start off this group, we are going to talk about SpiderStride. So SpiderStride is described as a black and red mackerel tortoiseshell she-cat with short fur and gold eyes and long legs. SpiderStride is recently retired. She's happy to be an elder, but she still likes to tag along on patrols and is insistent on making sure she catches prey and contributes to the fresh kill pile and all of that stuff. She is close friends with Iceheart of Carnation Clan and Fogbrier of Oleander Clan. And she is known to be cheerful, likes to tell stories, and is a genuine cat. During her warrior days, she was an extremely good fighter and took a very big paw in helping teach a lot of the apprentices how to fight and learn within water fighting techniques. Okay, and moving into our second elder, we are going to talk about Skipperstream. Skipperstream is the father to SpiderStride. He is described as a red-ticked tabby tom with short fur and amber eyes. He is the oldest elder in the clan. Not the oldest cat. Poacherstar is older than him. But he is happy to now have his daughter within the Elder's Den to keep him company. He is losing his hearing, but he's still known to be a helpful cat who is also quiet and gentle. During his warrior days, he was just an all-around reliable cat who was happy to help with anything that was asked of him and served his clan faithfully for many, many, many moons. Alrighty, and rounding off our elders, and the last cat we are going to talk about today is Gadwell Brier. So Gadwell Brier is described as a blue-ticked tabby she cat with long fur and copper eyes. She is the sister to Sagefoot. And so you might be asking, well, why she retired and not Sage? Well, Gadwell Brier actually retired to the Elder's Den, I'd say probably early into their apprenticeship when they lost all sight in both of their eyes. Upon becoming blind, they were given the option to continue as a medicine cat, but they just didn't really possess the ability to learn, but also the desire to treat cats. They instead decided to retire early to the Elder's Den and instead have helped out kind of wherever has been needed. They do help Frost Whisker in the Medicine Cat Den on occasion. They enjoy helping the queens take care of the kits. They're the most expert cat in the whole clan with weaving beds and reinforcing walls amongst the camp, and they are just determined to do their part where and when they can in return for their clan helping them where they need it. They are known to be friendly, approachable, reliable, and all around just a general sweetheart. They are the youngest elder. They have been since they joined, but they definitely still are insistent that they can make their mark in the clan and will continue to do so for moons to come, despite their position as a full-time elder. Okay, and that brings us to the end of our video. I just wanted to say thank you to those who have watched all the way through and learned about the cats that I have created. I also want to thank those who have watched the previous the prior parts actually to this video. It's been really wonderful building up this world and creating the characters in it, and now even expanding on it to create a map and lore and all of those things. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, the link for this pick crew, Feladize's Cool Cat Creator, will be in the description below. I did use it for inspiration on some of the designs. I will also include links to the clan generator link, as well as social media and stuff like that. For those who subscribe and who are following me and, you know, all that other really cool stuff that I appreciate, I have more content planned for the future. You will be getting to see more of the fourth clan, which I will now say is named Tulip Clan, as well as the clan's history and everything else that you can even think of that has to do with this world that I have created. I just wanted to say thank you again for those who have listened all the way through, and I look forward to seeing your comments and interacting with you guys over time, and just thank you again for your support. As a small creator, it is really, really, really heartwarming to see people who just genuinely enjoy my content. I do also have a few more PMVs planned for the future, and I'm looking to maybe dabble into some animation. So I just want to say thank you again, and I hope everybody had a wonderful summer, and hopefully the gap between this video and the next one won't be as long, but nonetheless, thank you for your patience, and have a good night. Bye.